Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another news roundup. It's a beautiful Sunday here in Nigeria, and I have so many interesting things to discuss with you. And they're all over the place from the international side of things to the Nigerian side of things. And even before I even go into it, I just mentioned that I put out some just two videos talking about the box office. Like this is one that I pinned about the art shoots, about comic book movies, box office in 2025. Then talk about if Nigerians actually watching Nigerian movies, and they are doing pretty well in TikTok and some other social media platforms, but not well on YouTube. So what I would do advise is that if you are watching on YouTube, you are watching on other platforms, check us out at YouTube. It's still the same name, Streamdorm, and this is actually direct from the streaming service. So in case you are seeing that kind of thing else pop up now, so my name is Adedayo, the Immortal Boot, and yeah, we'll talk about movies and we'll talk about the performance and some interesting things that have happened and some interesting things you can look forward to. So let's get right into it. So first off, this is something that I shared on social media, which I'm quite excited. Excited to share. Um, as you know, I've been doing this shelf and everything, putting shelves and all this kind of thing at the background. And one thing I said I want to post there was comics, which was my original intention before I bought this Deadly Seven novel and some other novels that I already have. In fact, some of the books are here and my school books. I recently included this, which I talked about. And what I got here is After Life with Archie, which is under the Archie comics, I believe so. Yeah, it's under the Archie comics publication. So I was able to get the comics, and it's quite interesting. I'm going to have to take a read at it. I read comics, but I don't read physical copy comics, and um, I had to just recently that I'm going into owning physical copies, and it's rare for me to get physical copy comics. I was lucky enough to find this one at the store where I want to buy some other things, and I just have to buy it. Though it was still a bit higher than I expected, but it's not as high as some other people were calling it for me. And we'll see. Probably towards next month, I should be able to add like some DC comics on display right behind me. So first off, let's get right into it. I would love to talk about the box office first, but in case you are just joining, while I do this, I arrange it at my bookmarks from the from alphabetical order, and I talk about it so I can't really have to forget and go back and miss some things. So the first thing here I have is the Ani the Abanishite movie. Yeah, it's coming out August 15, and the trailer itself it's dope. I haven't even watched it, so I'll go see it. I'll try to see a new style and watch it if I can watch it on mute here. So that this is one of the character posters. This is no, this is not character, this is one of the posters, and it's going to be out nationwide August 15. So let's see if I can actually play a trailer here. I'm worried about playing trailer because of the music. But basically, this is a movie that if you are in Nigeria, you can go watch Abanishete, which is by Jude Chukwukwa and some other Nigerian creatives. Also created under the Italian film production studio. They are distributed by Film One. So let's pause. Let's pause. Let's pause. Let's pause. Good. I was kidding about the background, the noise. So it feels like all this period film with the colonial masters, and we have some interesting thing. let's check out the official synopsis on the film one. An idol, a treasure, a power beyond border. When outsiders seek to control what they don't understand, the battle begins. I believe that is something that's going to be interesting to watch. And yeah, we have colonial masters. We have people trying to take about. I believe it's if there's this movie that I talked about it 3 days or 2 days ago. It has a similar vibes to it, but I believe this one is actually going to be an interesting watch, and maybe this will be the one movie that I'm going to actually watch in cinema. But let's just see how it plays out. So I would say that you guys can go watch Abanishite in cinemas nationwide. By nationwide, I mean Nigeria. And if you're outside Nigeria, you have to wait till it's out on streaming platforms, or if they are doing a global tour where you can go see it outside Nigeria. Now, another thing I would like to talk about is the Avengers Doomsday. What exactly is happening right now? Um, we know that it's a bit wonky and behind the scene because as they are filming, they are also writing and they are trying to improvise some things and see what works and what don't work. I believe at some point the kind of information gets annoying, so I don't really report that at all. But I try to report something like this when Pedro Pascal is talking about the fact that he has finished filming his own scene for Avengers Doomsday. So there's still going to be a lot of CGI to be done, and this is something that is actually interesting to hear. And there's also some people talking about at the end of the day they've gotten the script finished and script completed. I genuinely don't care, but what I do care about is that let's see what's going to happen. I also saw something that I have to even share to you today before I get it and before I forget it is the I got an information. I don't know how true it is, but there was like someone talking about it, saying that Marvel, Sony actually has to be creating Spider-Man movies. They have to be in production of Spider-Man movies every 4 years, unless the rights reverse back to Disney. I don't know how true it is, but it's something that is interesting just to talk about. And no wonder they are right now at Spider-Man 4, and they are making us some other movies behind the scenes with the Spider-Man characters. But let's just see what happens about that. Now, the main topic of discussion, the box office. Before I talk about that box office, let's talk about the box office in Nigeria. Now, I talked about how the box office has been misbehaving compared to other years. But if you now go back a little bit further, you realize that this is actually the normal thing. And if not for the Marvel Revolution, we won't get like this night is going to be, and because of the Marvel Revolution that we're having something similar to this. So this is actually something that is quite interesting to look at. So, in the Nigeria box office, the number one movie as of now, they actually made money from the first to the seventh, and according to them, they said that the cumulative figures include Friday, Saturday. So this is Nigerian box office. Guys, I can follow them on Twitter. What they're trying to say here is that Fantastic Four made 92 million naira, Superman made 44, Akeem made 33, Jurassic World 15, The Naked Gun 14, and The Bad Guys 12.1 million dollars. And cumulatively, Superman is actually the number one, which is at 416. Fantastic Four followed him at 169. Then we have Jurassic World Rebirth. Then we have Akeem. Then we have The Naked Gun and Bad Guys 2. This is something that is quite interesting, and this is what I talked about earlier in my last video. That even Nigerians, we love to consume our things, which is true, but at the same time, we are still consuming foreign things. And the idea of going to cinema is still, it's not that it's a new thing, but it's kind of relatively new and relatively reintroduced into our culture, and hopefully we get to see more international more Nigerian movies topping this chart, and we get to see more spending because by now when you're comparing to other countries, Superman's supposed to be a billion or so. But like I said, um in my last video is that we are still the things are quite expensive, and it's a miracle that people are actually spending this much in cinema. So let's see what's going to happen. So moving on to the international box office, what's happening globally. Fantastic the sorry the first Formula One, the movie, is as it has surpassed 392 at the international box office, and it has earned 178 domestically. That's in the US and Canada. Then globally is at 570, and this film is produced by Apple TV and distributed by Warner Brothers, which actually makes Warner Brothers to be to be like one of the there's particular thing I'm going to talk about in the future. So basically, it's like Warner Brothers making they're breaking records throughout this year, back to back, back to back. It's not big numbers per se, but in terms of while everybody is struggling, they're actually doing well. And if you look at Jurassic World, which is under the Universal body, I'm right. It has also passed. It has almost reached $800 million. But it's at 799.9. You can just say by tomorrow morning it has entered $800 million, and it's doing well, but it's not even a billion compared to the past few releases. And I was told I think by 21 it's going to be out in digital, so it's doing well to the best. Depending all the aids, all the people saying nobody's going to watch dinosaurs, people are going to watch Superman, people are going to watch Fantastic Four. This one did better than Fantastic Four and Superman, and which is actually a good thing to see. And let's talk speaking about Superman. Superman has already passed Man of Steel in the global in the sorry domestic box office, and right now it's currently sitting at 331.2. Man of Steel is at 330, and international is at 240 48. So by probably by Tuesday it would have already passed 250. So let's just wait and see how that works. And this is something that actually interesting and interesting to see, because there are a lot of factors that can play to it, and there's also the fact that it's not also doing big numbers, but it's doing well when it comes to comic book movies in general. And let's just see where this goes in future. I've seen Superman in theaters once. I was planning to see it twice, but I wanted to see some things behind the scene. So I've seen it once, and I keep on at least trying to promote. Not really promote it, because one of us is not paying me any single money. I just try to talk about it and try to get people to go and see it for themselves. And if you don't want to see it, then it's also fine by me. It's going to be out in digital anyways by August 26th. At least that is what they said. So there was a kind of a post that was saying that Superman is going to be out in digital by August 26th. And though there's no official confirmation by the studios of Warner Brothers, Superman, James Gunn was like still going to be in theaters for a bit longer, and it's not going to be a 30-day windows. And if it's 45 days, he's actually in the right, because he didn't really specify the day. But we'll wait and see how this is going to play out. I want to hope that it's going to be at least 60-day windows, just like Thunderbolt. Can lose more screen, but at least it's going to be in the same theaters a little bit longer. Then speaking on Warner Brothers, they released a movie called Weapons, and it's quite doing well. I don't want to even report it before, but I was scrolling down and I saw that it has I reported it before. I think it was at 50 something in total. Then on the opening day it was 40 something, and okay, right now from discussing film, it's saying that it's at $70 million, which the movie is actually critically acclaimed and people are loving to see the movie. It's an horror movie. It's about some kids in theater in some I think theaters. Some kids they suddenly disappeared, and I saw it. I heard a spoiler. Only one of the child did not disappear, or something, something. The whole full story. I haven't watched the movie, so I can't really spoil it for you. It's just something that I heard. So we'll see what how that's going to play out um, at the end of the day. So I want you to enter $100 million so I can actually focus on it. And also on Warner Brothers, the thing I was talking about earlier on was that they are doing well when it comes to movies. They are promoting original movies, and it's not everything that's a hit. At least we have Mickey 17 that actually didn't do quite well. And we also have Companion, which also didn't do quite well. But at the end of the day, those ones are original movies, and they end up getting made, and that's it. And the new report here is that Warner Brothers has become the first studio in history to have six consecutive film to earn 40 million plus in the opening. So we have one, two, three, four, five, six, and 50% are originals. That is weapons. Then we have F1. Then we have final, no, we have Sinners, and the rest is Minecraft, which is an adaptation of a game. Superman, which is a reboot. Then Final Destination, which is a sequel. So this is something that's actually interesting. So when everybody were complaining that sequels are not doing well, nobody's sorry, originals are not doing well, nobody's consuming originals. Warner Brothers is here to at least keep on promoting these things for people. So what do you guys think about this? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. So let's talk about DC for just for a short period of time. The first is that David Zaslav recently come out and was like, James Gunn is going to be directing and writing the next installment of the Super Family, and there were a lot of talks about saying the James Gunn next movie is Superman and Supergirl. Maybe Supergirl is going to show up in the next movie, but I believe it's centered around Superman, and I want to believe the movie is called The Authority. Superman and the Authority. So it's not going to be like, I believe the Authority has been cancelled. This is actually my guess. It's not that it's an official information. I believe that the Authority has been cancelled, and this is the next step to do. But my own complaint so far has been in the sense that um, all those announced projects that they announced earlier on, I'm not seeing any progress on some of them, and I want them to actually start doing real things about it before we can actually start moving on to the next project. But basically, what the results lab and the shareholders of Warner Brothers were talking about is that so far they've enjoyed what they are seeing from DC Studios, and they want to continue out they want to continue down the line. People were saying that in the next 5 or 10 years they would have sold to another company. Maybe, maybe not. But I believe what they are trying to do is that they're going to sell the networks and the TV parts of their company to another studio or another company that was willing to buy. Then they are going to focus on Warner Brothers on itself to be able to become a strong company without having to actually sell it off. But we are going to have to see what's going to happen down the line. Then moving on to Lanterns, there was a new cast member that was added to Lanterns. He is going to be playing. I see. He's going to be playing young Noah. At least that was a name. That was a character name that was used in the description. His character is young Noah, described as a polite, charming, small town kid. Efforts, quite gifted for his age, effortlessly good at whatever he tries. He's happiest when passing a football. And the actor is Carrie Christopher. He's going to be part of the HBO Max Lantern series. This is interesting, but let me point this out. Majority of the characters, aside from John Stewart and Jordan that we know, majority of the character announcements they've been saying, talking about, are all code names, and I believe this is something that these studios have been recently doing, trying to hide the production of some of these things that are doing behind the scenes. So What I'm just trying to say is that this is actually a code name, and until we get the teaser, then we can have a better look at what exactly it is that we are doing. So I believe in that August right now. So I believe by next month, towards the end of Peacemaker, we are going to see more on Lanterns. The same thing goes with Supergirl. So we're going to see more of that towards the end of August or towards the end of September. And moving on, um, my adventures with Superman is currently in post production, which is quite interesting to see. I enjoyed both the first season and the second season, and I would love to see more about the second season. Right now, I know that Superboy is going to show up in season 3, and I'm not sure of Cyborg Superman. I know Lex Luthor is going to show. I'm not sure about Cyborg Superman, but I believe that Superboy is going to show up because they announced it at that Comic Con last year. So it's interesting to see that it's currently at post production. So this is something that I love and I want to see more of as soon as possible. And also in Rotten Tomatoes, when they made the survey with their audience, they talked about Peacemaker being the most anticipated TV show for August. So this is quite interesting. August 21 is when the next season of Peacemaker will come out, which is 11 days from now. And by August 15, Grace Randolph talked about the embargo, for the review embargo is going to be they're going to remove the review embargo. So August 15th, you'll be seeing a non-spoiler review, and you see the ratings and maybe an announcement of the season 3. But I believe that Peacemaker might most likely end at season 3. The reason why is that if they are more focused about Waller, then what we are going to see for the future of Peacemaker is it's going to appear in Waller, because by season 3 probably is now more serious and it's being respected. So he's going to go back and work for Waller the same way at currently in the Suicide Squad comics. The Suicide Squad comics, the what we are getting is that what we are getting is that Peacemaker is currently part of the tax the part of is working for the government. So I believe that's what they are working for in Peacemaker. This series is going to be lucky to be able to get season 5. But let's just wait and see. By next week Friday, we should have the review embargo, and by 21, which is next week Thursday, the series should be out. So I can't wait for Peacemaker no longer. I just want to see the next chapter of the DC. I want to be getting more regular DC content as we can, and I'm even going back to check out old DC releases. Currently watching Teen Titans Go and the Justice League animated series. So let's just see, and let's see where this goes. Also, DC Studios shared. Does it this studio the concept of the costume designer she talked about? She released the first design of Superman costume without a cape, which was quite an interesting choice, but I don't see how that will work. They are trying to copy Man of Steel. It feels weird, especially with the materials. It doesn't really give that form of epic vibe. It just feels like someone wearing blue. But I'm happy that at the end of the day they went back to the trucks, which is actually a nice thing to see. So I love what we end up getting at the end of the day. But I think one thing that they were doing is that they're trying to make sure that majority of what we see here is as natural as possible, which makes sense. But compared to Henry Cavill, which was actually padded, that's more reasonable to go without chunks, but this doesn't work at all. This doesn't work at all without chunks. But I'm happy we end up getting what we got, which feels more Supermanish. And depending on whatever people are saying, I enjoyed what we got at the end of the day. And one more thing, we have the Batman rumor that was recently debunked. Remember, the Batman Part 2 is going to start filming around uh, spring, which is March, April, is when the Batman Part 2 is going to be filming. Warner Brothers have confirmed that, and it's expected to be in theaters by October 1st, 2027. And there was this rumor that Jeff Snyder is talking about um, is like the Batman Part 2 is going to have a Robin. And someone even brought it out. The first time he talked about saying the Batman part, the first the Batman is going to have a Robin, and it turned out not to be true. Then now he's bringing it up again that he's going to have a Robin. So I just put it out there that this is a rumor. I think I never posted it. Then James Gunn came out saying that I think six of us have read the script. No one knows anything about the Batman Part 2, which is whether or not the rumor is true or not, what they are trying to do right now is try to keep this thing as secretive as possible and try to limit the leaks that they can. And at the end of the day, they are going to release the information on their own terms. So um, that's that on that. And moving on, still on DC, the Batman universe. Zack Krieger, the guy who um, wrote and directed Weapons, he talked about a DCU film called Henchman. It follows a low-level henchman in Gotham who manages to incapacitate Batman. Both Harley Quinn and Joker have roles, and it was like he's yet to pitch this to Warner Brothers. The thing about it is that the idea sounds unique but it's not original, and also it's I don't know how James Gunn will feel when someone who claims wants to pitch something it, it has been talking about it outside, so that at the end of the day, if they do not pick it, it's going to have a bad optics on him also. But let's just see how this is going to be at the end of the day. But he actually has written it, so let's see if it's something that can be incorporated in the DC. Let's see. And another thing I also want to talk about is that I don't believe the DCU has a big bad. Before they get into big bad, they have finished chapter one, because right now what they are doing is world building, and they're trying to take DC to let's release as many DC projects as we can, not as many as you can, but as many quality projects as you can, and let people understand DC and let know what this is all about and other kind of things. So just an introduction thing. So I don't believe they have a big bad. So maybe this is okay. They'll just put it down and schedule it for pre-production as soon as they can. So let's just see. What do you guys think about this information that we've gotten so far? Put your thought down in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Um, Next, Disney and Hulu. This is quite an interesting one actually, because Disney they are shutting down Hulu app, and right now majority of all the Hulu content will be moved to Disney. I believe that what they want to do with Hulu now is just to make it a studio or a production company. Then all the content on Hulu is going to move to Disney, Pixar, Marvel, everything is going to move to Disney Plus. And that's going to happen by 2026. But somebody made an interesting topic. So all those non Hulu content like um the Warner Brothers and everything, what's going to happen to it? I just believe that they're going to actually get a new right, or they're going to use the fact that they own the company and it's going to move to Disney Plus, and they're going to actually to get a new right for those things. And sometimes some of them are going to be there. So let's just see how that's going to work out by that time. So towards the end of the year, we should get more information on that. Moving on, here in Africa, we have some interesting things that have been happening, like Ghana Ghana trying to sue or trying to stop multi-choice, because right now that's not the same. Even in Nigeria, their money is quite a bit expensive, and they are lucky to still have customers in Nigeria. And Ghana is also feeling it, and they're saying that these guys should reduce their price by 30%, or they're going to suspend their license, and there's nothing they can do about it. But Multichess is a big company, so we'll see where that leads to. Right now, I do not like the fact that people cannot afford to watch or to be entertained. I just don't like this. I just don't like it at all. But let's just see what's going to happen down in the future. So put your thought down in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. There is this there's this series actually called Grind. It has been nominated for the Septimus Award, and it's on Prime Video actually. And there's very this season one and season two, and we should expect a season three. It's currently in the works on Prime Video. So this grind itself, has been nominated for this award. I think is it London, France, or so. I can't really point out where exactly the Septimus Award is. So there's something that is interesting, and I would love to see that. So moving on, Jago Jago 2, which was released last year. The first one actually, the first Jago Jago which was released last year. The two is now in the works, and it's going to be released on Netflix. So once they've come up with the idea and everything, then I'm going to start the production and post production and everything, and expect more information on that. Before I talk about anticipated movies for August, let me move down to One Piece. So One Piece season two is happening, and also it has been renewed for a third season. So the second season of One Piece is coming out. Should be coming out in September 16 or so. It's coming out next month either way. Right now we have Wednesday that is currently out, and they released an interesting poster which is actually beautiful to see, and I wish I was following, but I don't really have interest for One Piece. But we'll see. We'll see. So this is like season two poster. Then we have some characters, Boogie. Then we have Smoker and some other characters, new look. Like if you check out this one, which is News Boogie, which have a faster network. I genuinely need a faster network. I need one as soon as possible. This is how Boogie looks like. It looks similar to the animation. They even made him a giant with the VFX. Now there's also another character poster, another character that's going to be appearing. The character is light skin, but the person playing the character is black. And my argument is that this is an American adaptation. So if you want to be true to the adaptation, like this character, the character name is Nefertari Vivi. Then the person is playing is Charitra Chandra, who's actually playing the character. And people were like, "Oh, the character is black. It's supposed to go for white." I'm like, "You both shut up." This is an American adaptation. If you want to be true to the anime or the manga, what you can do for yourself is get Japanese to play those characters. But no, this is an American adaptation, so they are free to use whatever race or gender they want to use for anything. Also, the um the guy who made it saw it and he approved of it. So this is something interesting to us to also see. And we also have for Smoker, who actually looks great. I love the look of Smoker in this One Piece season One Piece season two. So I love that, and I just can't wait to see discourse happening online when the entire movie drops. So I genuinely love what exactly is I'm seeing from the One Piece discussion. Lastly, sorry, I said lastly. Another thing to discuss, actually, I'm going to have to hurry up about this one, is original films recently have been doing interestingly, and I think they've been having 77, 74, 80 something, 90 something at the Rotten Tomatoes um, ratings. So this is something that I love to see. We have both Universal, Sony, and we have Warner Brothers trying to push for more original horror movies, and that's good for the industry. Then we also know earlier last week was that Rocky has launched. They are launching a new platform called Audi, which is actually going to be cheaper than most streaming service, and it's going to be ad free. Then Skydance and Paramount Plus have actually merged, and now the name of the company is called Paramount a Skydance company, which is actually interesting to see. Then we have a news from the Odyssey. It has officially wrapped filming. Then there's this post that I posted talking about how Matt Damon has shaved his beard after filming the Odyssey, and people were annoyed and pissed off from on me on threads. I'm like, there's nothing I can do about it. It's just something that I want to post now. You don't have to you don't have to hate on me. I just post something in the phone, but it's interesting to see the comment that is on it. Then let's go back to Warner Brothers and their output for next year and moving forward is that from this studio they're going to have one or two releases. Then their tent post film is actually going to be one or two. Their new line is going to be three or four, including horror. Then animation is going to be one or two. Then modesty budgeted film is going to be one or two releases per year. So this is quite interesting and it looks quite normal. All that matters is execution, and let's see if they are going to keep up with their word. Then we have World War, which started at 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, and now it's currently at 4%, and for I think 20 something audience ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, which is actually interesting to see. Then let's move on to Sony Marvel. They said that are going to release an animation movie for both Spider Woman and Venom. Is it movie or series? They're going to release an animation movie, yeah, movie for both Spider Woman and Venom. And let's just see how that's going to work. But this is actually reported by Daniel RPK, so we've not gotten an official confirmation. But I love what I'm hearing. Then we also know that they are currently working on a Spider Punk um, movie, which is going to be a spin-off from Into the Spider Verse. So this is something that is interesting to talk about. Then gotten some information from Spider-Man Brand New Day. We have Tom Holland coming back. Then we have some set reviews and set videos that is actually releasing out from Spider-Man Brand New Day. I wish my business loading fast so I can able to show you some of those Spider-Man Brand New Day pictures. And you can see the Spider-Man played by Tom Holland. I will actually be posting more of this on the Streamdorm social media platform so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, I just love the fact that they are releasing these things so that at least it's going to build up the hype and it's also going to at least make the set photos look more authentic compared to what you normally see. These are actually like free marketing building up on building up on the trend. So, what do you think about the news so far? Leave your thought down in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. So, before I round up, let's talk about the box of the movies that you should definitely watch out for uh, this August. I need this thing to be fast. It's quite hot. Hmm. I think next week I'm going to talk about those movies. So, before I leave, I would say that check out Streamdorm, streamdorm.com, sign up to our newsletter. We have interesting newsletters that are releasing every week. Then follow us on social media at streamdorm.com. Make sure you are subscribed to platforms. Make sure if you have any business, reach out to us at business business at streamdorm.com to talk about your business. So, um, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share the video.